Okay, welcome back to another video of Kentucky chickens and homesteads. And, well, hi little buddy, what you doing? This is our little buddy that hangs around with us. What you doing, buddy? What you doing? So we're going to mess out here we got to pick up and clean up, don't we, little buddy? But we call that one Sylvester. And we'll go out here and look and show you what we do on the weekends. It's kind of like what we get to do on the weekends whenever we get through our work week. If you'll notice, we have some wood here that we have been taking out. And if you'll notice and look real close, that is an old walnut tree that we took down. It had some limbs in the top that was busted and broke and wasn't putting out any good walnuts this year, so this is where we have a lot of it piled up right now, letting it dry, and then we'll end up splitting this and end up stacking it. And most of the time that's what we get to do on the weekends. Like I said, I work during the weekdays, and then so in the wintertime, you think, well, why are you gathering firewood in the wintertime? Well, the old saying was that to try to get your, Sylvester likes to get up on the logs. I'll show you that real quick. Sorry for the video shaking around, but you like to get on the logs, don't you, pal? Yeah, you like to get on the logs, don't you? He likes to get out here and look around a little bit. He'll follow me around wherever we go, but anyway, well, that slipped on me there, but that's the rest. Anyway, this is what we end up doing a lot of on the weekends, is we end up having to work quite a bit, try to get everything put up, get our firewood put up before wintertime. And the old saying used to be, like I said, was get your wood up before Easter. And what happens is then you end up letting the wood season out, and then by that time you've had about 7 months, especially if you split it up, about 7 months. You could use it if you needed to. Most of the time they recommend at least a year to 2 years to season firewood out. But I find if you split it and put it in a dry area and let the heat get to it in the summer, and then keep the moisture off of it, I've even heard people say that sometimes letting the moisture on it will even help dry out some of the sap in the wood. So that's what we do a lot of. Like I said, whenever we get off on the weekends, and we always have something to do. Whenever those of you that homestead know that you always have something to do, and so that's what we try to do whenever we're not working. We try to go ahead and get stuff cut up and put away, and try to get it ready for next year. That way, in the summertime, unless you just have something happen, you're not scrambling in the heat really to try to be able to get your firewood. So it definitely helps in that aspect of it, not having to try to get firewood in the heat. It's a whole lot easier this time of year, and you don't break out near as much as sweat whenever it comes to getting firewood to heat your home with, especially in the summertime. Now, we have done it in the summertime, and it's hot, especially when it gets up in the 90s here, and then you get a lot of humid weather here. It's hard to get much done. Yeah, getting it there, Sylvester. Hard to get much done. Yeah, but anyway, that's kind of what we do on the weekends, especially whenever it's in the wintertime. So we do. I'll show you. I'll go ahead and show you this real quick. But we do come out here and we do get our firewood. And I know somebody's going to, it may be a little bit hard for you to believe, but it's like I said, it's muddy right now. It would be hard to do it right now. But when the summertime comes, we end up taking the Arctic cat. Right here is the Arctic cat. And we normally, as you can see in the back here, it's got pieces of wood and shavings of wood. Well, we'll go up through here. We have a little roadways cut through. Of course, right now it's dirty right now. It's being used this fall. But we come right down through here where the barn is, and we'll take this road that we cut in. And what we end up doing is we end up taking that side by side, and I'll show you out here. As you can see, we go up this hillside and up this roadway and follow this ridge line all the way up through here. We get up on the main ridge, and yes, it is steep, but the Arctic cat does a good job about getting up through there. I've got a low tire on it right now. I need to get it pumped back up. But as you can see, and of course we have our bees that are stand-up bees that we had last year. But if you get to looking up there, I know it's a little bit hard to see, but we go right up on that ridge line. I'm focusing in up through here, all the way around up through here, and I'll get up here past this, and I don't know if you can see it, but we get all the way up on the main back part of that ridge, and that's how we harvest our firewood. And we just ride the ridge line, and then we'll bring it down a load at a time. And what are you doing, Sylvester? Are you following me? That's okay. It's okay, Bubby. Yeah, it's okay. We call him Sylvester because he's got that little white speck, but we also go off this ridge line up through the other side there, and then that's how we get our firewood. Sometimes we do have people that will call and say, hey, we've got a tree down, and we need someone to come get it, if it's a maple or something like that, or if it's an oak or hickory, or walnut, or something to that magnitude. Down there, then we will go get it, and we bring it in. Like I said, we have a log splitter here, and we use a log splitter sometimes, but my son does a lot of it by hand. He just enjoys splitting wood by hand. He split a lot of red oak, a lot of white oak. We also cut a lot of sycamore. We burn it. Sycamore is a really good wood if you let it dry out. It don't create a lot of smoke, and a lot of creosote, especially once you let it dry out good. It has about, I don't know, 18, 19, 20,000 BTU in it. So you can use it. It's not near like oak, or not near like a really good hardwood that you would use, but in a pinch it can help you out. So like I said, here at Kentucky Chickens and Homesteads, there's more to just keeping chickens, and there's more to just when we garden, but we also cut firewood to be able to heat our homes with. Like I said, I do have electric, I do have gas, but again, those utilities are pretty high this day and age. If anybody knows around here, I've seen some people's bills go as high as $1,000 or more. And that's just more than we were willing to pay. We'll just go ahead and cut our firewood, and I would rather do that than to give it to the utilities. But again, like I said, my son, he does a lot of the falling of the trees, and he'll end up cutting a lot of it up, and I help him go gather. Because, like I said, where I work, he's in school right now, so that's why on the weekends we try to get what we can and get it put up, and we try to do it whenever we have pretty days here in the wintertime. So, again, if this is your first time coming across the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel. All we're trying to do is try to help get the channel out and let people realize that there are people that still homestead. There are people and it's something that people can do. It's something that we enjoy. I know there's a lot of hard work involved in it, and those people that own homestead know that. But it just helps get the word out, and if people realize that they can live this lifestyle, it's not easy, but it can be done. And so we'll do it as long as we possibly can. And like I said, we enjoy it. Like I said, we love to go out and collect it, and we love the smell of firewood being burned, and it's a really good source of heat. It's a kind of heat that's not too hot, but yet it's not really a cold heat. It's just a warm, comfortable heat, and we really enjoy it. And so if you've never tried burning firewood, or get you a wood stove and get it installed correctly, and get somebody that's certified that can install it for you, and you'd be surprised how much warm heat you can get out of a good wood stove, and how much money you can save, especially if you cut and process your own wood like we do. So like I said, we try to do everything we can on the homestead ourselves. That way it's cost efficient, and it helps our money go further, and also it's just a way I like to get connected back with nature itself. So for now, we'll see you a little bit later. Like I said, always drop in and check and look for our new videos. We'll try to get one out whenever we can, and please support the channel. Thank you so much.